morning, Lakeview Intermediate. It is great to see you on this Tuesday morning, February the 9th. Wow, kind of strange. We're all back at home again for CLP, hopefully just for today. But thank you for joining us for Liftoff Live. Let's get to it. I've got my Harry Potter glasses on today. I'm trying to think. I wonder if anyone knows a spell for making cold weather go away. That's the one we need. Anyone have that? I don't know. We got to find one, but apparently it's going to be cold for quite some time. Some of the coldest weather we've ever seen in Oklahoma. So make sure if you do have to go outside, you're dressed to be safe and warm, and don't go outside for too long. All right, let's get to our morning announcements for today. A couple of these are repeats from yesterday. So when we get back to school, assuming it's tomorrow, we will start that 4th grade RSA tutoring. For those of you who are involved in that, let me make that bigger screen so everybody can see it. There we go. That group will meet in the pit every day when you have that RSA tutoring. Again, that was supposed to start yesterday, so now we're looking to start it tomorrow. Okay, next is 5th graders. Remember, your online enrollment forms are due Friday. Those are really important because that's how you let us know which electives you are wanting next year in 6th grade. That's the only way to let us know and give those to us in order. You don't always get your top choice, but we are sure going to try because we want you to be in the electives that you are most interested in for next year, and that's your way to let us know. So please make sure you are talking that over with your parents. Remember, you have the list of different electives and the descriptions of them. You've seen the band video, so you should know everything that you need to know about 6th grade so you can make good choices, but make sure you have submitted those forms by Friday. Ice cream for ISIP results. We have about 10% of the school who still needs to take the ISIP, and I know many of you will probably take that when you get back to school, hopefully tomorrow if you have a makeup to do. So we are holding off on those results, but as soon as we get everyone done with their ISIP, we will have those results. And I already talked about the cold weather. Just make sure when we get back to school, dress for the weather. I asked you that question yesterday. What would happen if there was a fire drill in the middle of the day, or, the real thing, hopefully never, or the real thing, but we had to go outside in our fire drill procedures? Would you be okay outside for any amount of time in what you are wearing or what you bring to school? So think about that as you prepare to come back to school, and make sure you've got the warmest stuff you've got. And if you need help with that, let your teacher know or let us know in the office, and we can help with warm weather clothes for students who really, really are in need. Okay, next. Just a quick review. Since we are CLP today, we are pulling out those CLP schedules. That's kind of small on your screen, but I also sent those to you on Schoology, and those were emailed to your parents, and they're on the school Facebook page as well. So we are following that schedule again. We are not, everybody hear me loud and clear, already kind of signaled that by having liftoff starting at 7:30. We are not following the schedule we follow when we are at school. If we ever bounce back to CLP, we go right back to these schedules. So 40-minute classes starting at 8 o'clock. And then we have the 6th and 7th hour electives for 6th grade. Remember that at 11:45. Everybody has lunch at 11. And then remember, if your teacher calls you to a focus time intervention group, make sure that you show up for that. And then all of our teachers are available for open Zoom at 1:30 if you need any extra help or have any questions. All right, so you can see those schedules anytime on Schoology. We posted them last night. Okay, and then just some quick reminders that when we are on CLP, we expect that we're on time to Zoom classes. We need to be there, all right? Unless you absolutely have a situation where you cannot be on your computer at that time. But in that case, you need to be logging onto your teacher's page later on and making sure you're engaging in everything that they've posted. Have materials ready. Limit distractions by sitting up and sitting still. It's a lot easier when we're at home to be distracted because we have all our stuff around us. Maybe we have pets around us, little brothers and sisters, toys and stuff like that. Get all that stuff away from you as best you can so you're sitting up and sitting still, because those things on screen distract others. It's hard for teachers to teach when they have those distractions. Show your teacher you're paying attention by making eye contact, smiling, and participating. Show them your face, turn your video on so they can see you. Make sure you show up for small groups if asked, turn in your work on time. Be courteous and kind to classmates and teachers. And if you need help, again, take advantage of that open Zoom. All right. So just a reminder, that's how we do it. That's the Lakeview way during CLP. All right. It's time for the Miller 5 shout out. Oh, yeah. You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and down, throw my hands. So who do we got today? I tell you what, I'm doing a broad Miller 5 shout out. I want to give a shout out to anybody who goes by the name Lakeview Teacher. That's right, Lakeview Teachers. I'm looking at you. And here's why. Our teachers are awesome. Did you notice yesterday how when we had all the students, a whole bunch of students starting to check out, your teachers were still teaching, but they had their radios on and they were calling names were being called and kids were going, but learning was still happening. Our teachers can do it all. And then they pack up all their stuff to teach at home, just in case. Many of them changed their lessons and adapted, taking home things like document cameras and other equipment for learning. And they are ready to go at a moment's notice to teach you from home. And that just shows our Miller 5 trait of resiliency, because our teachers can do it all anytime. And I am so proud they are on our team. And students, I hope you thank your teachers today, because it is very difficult to do what they are doing and go back and forth between teaching at school and teaching at home. And they have the same challenges as you at home sometimes with distractions. And so they are doing their very best to make it a great day of learning. So thank a teacher. And one of the ways you can thank them is by being a great learner today. So Lakeview teachers, you are today's Miller 5 shout out. All right. Next, let's go to Admit 1. It is time to bring in our wonderful counselors, Mrs. Mann and Miss Conklin. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Doing good.
Not as cold as I was yesterday.
That's true.
Right. I did not have to get in my car and drive around Yukon yesterday.
Or scrape the ice.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't have to do the parking lot duty and crosswalk, but I miss seeing everybody this morning. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's the good and the bad, because I'm like, oh, I didn't have to freeze out there, but I miss seeing the smiling faces getting out of cars. But maybe tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Do either of you know that spell for making it warm?
No.
I don't.
Okay. I don't either. Maybe it's called July.
I haven't been to Hogwarts. I don't know all of those things.
I know we have students who are big fans. Maybe some of them know. Anyway, what do we got for Admit 1 today?
Well, before we hop into that, I want to tell our 6th graders, don't forget your 7th grade enrollment packet should have gone home with you yesterday. If you have any questions, you're welcome to try to, you can message Miss Conklin or I, and we will find out the answer if we don't know the answer for you. Some of you have already messaged me a few times about some things. I'm going to get back to you today on that. Okay. So those are due very soon. So be looking over that with your parents. The PowerPoint got emailed to your parents yesterday after school. So make sure you guys take the time and look over that. They're not due. I see some of you in the chat. Don't panic. They're not due tomorrow. Okay. So if you left yours at school or something, don't worry. We'll get it to you. Okay. So, all right. Now, every day's a holiday.
Ah, you remembered.
I did. I brought my calendar home. Are you guys impressed?
Just like I brought some glasses home just in case too.
Yeah. See, we all had to remember all of our stuff. Well, today is Pizza Pie Day.
Oh.
So yes, that is the same thing as National Pizza Day. I told my husband, he goes, is that the same? Yes, it is. Enjoy some pizza today.
That's one we can do.
Yeah. Have it delivered. Go get some. Make some at home if you've got some stuff. Be creative. Maybe it's a fruit pizza. Maybe it's a meat pizza. Maybe it's, I don't know. Make some kind of pizza today. Eat some pizza today. Enjoy.
Very good.
That sounds like fun.
All right.
Well, all right. So today we are going to talk a little bit about our conflict resolution information, and then we're going to move on to friendship, because we know that friends are really important to us at this time in our lives, and really our whole lives. It's nice to have friends and to be able to do things with our friends and build relationships there. But we also have to remember our conflict resolution skills. So we're going to look at a little cartoon that I put together for you. And it's Missy and Sissy. And Missy and Sissy are trying to work it out. So they've only got one chew toy. So they have to first figure out what the problem is. And it's that the problem is we only have one chew toy and we both want it. So remember, on our conflict resolutions, we have to say the problem, figure it out. So then they explore the consequences or solutions. They are looking for solutions. So she says, well, you could just give it to me. And then Sissy down there says, well, maybe we could share it, because Missy was just totally wanting it all to herself. And so then they kind of think about it a little bit. They explore the consequences of the solutions that they picked. And so Sissy says, I will let you play with it first tomorrow. And Missy says, I can play with my ball of yarn. And so then at the end of the conflict, they're looking at it. They're both happy and they're playing. And so they're looking to see how it's working out. Sharing is awesome, and you're my best friend. So we want to remember all of the steps. 1, we have to say the problem. 2, we're looking for solutions. 3, we're exploring the consequences of the solutions. 4, we're picking our best solution. And 5, we're checking to see how it's working. Do we need to adjust something or change it, or are we good to go? So now on to Mrs. Mann. How did you like that cartoon?
I think you did an excellent job with that, Miss Conklin. That was great. And you know what? One word that you showed in that comic strip was, we've got to compromise, right? Mm-hmm. Remember, we talked about, you may not always get what you want. You may not always get your way when we're problem solving and doing some conflict resolution. We've got to do some give and take, right? We can't always have it our way. This isn't, that burger place where you get everything your way. Okay. So we've got to give and take a little bit. All right. So remember those other things we talked about, Miss Conklin. That was fantastic. Remember, sometimes you just got to stop. When you're getting upset, you just got to stop. You got to watch your words, because remember, our first instinct is to say something, and it's usually not the kindest thing when we're upset. And you've got to listen up. So you've got to listen to the other person. Don't just think about what you want to say next. Otherwise, you can't get to those problem-solving steps that you were talking about. So.
That's exactly true. That's right. And I've been talking with a lot of students in the last week or two, and this is one thing that we're all working on, is to compromise and resolve our conflicts, because really our friendships, we want to keep those. We don't want to just throw them away. We want to figure out what skills we need to be able to keep those friendships and strengthen them and just make them stronger and last for a lifetime. Some friendships can last a lifetime that you're making right now.
Yeah. And I think it's important to remember that not everybody's going to like you, and you're not going to like everybody else that you meet. Mm-hmm. But you do have to treat everyone with respect. And remember, friends, respect means to treat others the way you want to be treated. Sometimes we just have to walk away and take a break from a friend. Go play with someone else. But that doesn't mean when you take a break, you go badmouth them to all these other people. That is not what we are saying at all. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to be silent and not talk about someone else. Okay, so that is so hard to do, even as adults. Mm-hmm. So remember those things. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Catch a bubble in your mouth and walk away.
That's exactly true. That's right.
All right. Great message today, ladies. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, we all need these reminders,
We do. And even adults, we have conflicts and we have to work them out. And it may not be over balls of yarn and chew toys, but those symbolize anything. I mean, it could be arguing over a can of Dr. Pepper in the fridge, right? Mrs. Mann, you and I both like Dr. Pepper, and we could be arguing over some Dr. Pepper in the fridge at school. And I'll take this one, or you take that one, I'll give the next one, whatever. Having those conflict skills are so important. So
Hey,
Thank
I
you.
forgot one more thing. I saw it in the chat, you guys. Happy 100th day of school.
Yes. That means this is also the 100th episode of Lakeview Liftoff.
Woohoo!
That's right.
That's amazing.
Wow.
By the way, we've also had some suggestions in the chat for how to keep warm. I see Jacob Stroud and I have to scroll way up here. Beckett Sproul, maybe they were having a conversation about it too. Yeah, so Incendio for keeping warm, and the Bluebell Flame Charm magically contain blue flames in a nice warm jar. There you go. So we got some suggestions. Way to participate, guys. All right. Well, let's bring in Mrs. Frame because it is time for the corny joke of the day. Good morning, Mrs. Frame.
Good morning.
Hope you're staying warm today.
Yes, we are.
All right. Well, let's get to our corny joke of the day. And here it is. I know you all have heard of the chicken crossing the road, but have you heard of the turkey crossing the road? And do you know why he crossed the road twice?
I have
Well,
no
of course, he
idea.
did to prove he wasn't chicken. That is a corny joke of the day from Ellison Ramsey. Ellison, thank you for sending that in. I love that one. I had not heard that one before. Prove he wasn't chicken. So great corny joke of the day. All right. Well, Mrs. Mann, Miss Conklin, stay on and help us launch the day in a moment, if you don't mind. And Mrs. Frame, if you would lead us in our pledges, please.
Yes, go ahead and quietly stand up. Remember, during the pledges in the moment of silence, you are not chatting. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the Oklahoma flag salute. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people. You may be seated for your moment of silence. During this time, you may reflect, meditate, pray, or engage in other silent activity.
All right. So just to remind everybody before we launch this day, remember those CLP procedures. Follow your daily schedule. Be in every class. Be sitting still, paying attention, smiling back at your teacher, engaging in the lesson, and making it a great day of learning for you and your class. We don't miss a beat at Lakeview. We're going to keep on learning today. Make it a great day. So, Mrs. Frame, let's launch it so we can get started. And everybody remember, your first class starts in 12 minutes at 8 o'clock. So, Mrs. Frame, go ahead.
We are
Lakeview.
We are not
Average.
We will strive
For the
For
Miller
Miller Five.
five. And whatever it takes, we will.
Grow.
3, 2, 1.
Liftoff.
All right. Have a terrific Tuesday, everybody. Bye.